Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, here we go. So, session 4. So we're just about to put the finishing touches on the It's been a hell of a journey. So here we go, guys. So right now I'm sitting here watching One Bite of AI. I thought I was hard at it, but these guys are super hard at it. Just vibe coding. I think they're putting a really interesting project together. So vibe coder, watching vibe coder vibe coding, inception time. Yo. Yeah, what's happening? One bite of AI in the house. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Alrighty, moving on. So what do we have here? We've got SMOKEFREE AI. So I wasn't live last night and basically managed to get all that stuff together. And we're putting the finishing touches on SMOKEFREE AI today. Who's game? Who's ready? Let's go. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up, guys? What's going on? Yep. Yeah, yeah. But all right, muchachos, let's go. All right, what are we doing here? Let's get cracking on the dashboard. Let me show you guys where we left off last night. Where we at? No, you can move it. Right click, move to. Click and move to secondary. Right click, move to secondary sidebar. So, all right, boys and girls, this is where we left off last night. So we got the dashboard looking nice. All right, so here we are. For some reason, it's a little slow though. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I got to get to the bottom of that. So, there you go, dashboard, looking schnazzy. Got dark theme, light theme. All right. So, what do you guys think? Dark theme, light theme, dark theme, light, dark, light. I'm kind of biased to partial to dark because especially when you're working long hours, this is for eye strain and stuff. So it's my preference. So here we are. All right, users. So these are the regular users, and we got the admin users as well. All right. Then we have analytics, user growth, engagement, success rate. Then, of course, we got to have AI management because here, this is where we'll train our own models and do things like train models, deploy models, and this is where we actually configure the training, the LLM training. This is where we deploy, and this is where we're actually gonna manage daily insights, daily tips to the yeah. So in fact, let's do this. daily tips. Let's change that to to daily insights. I think that's a lot more captivating. Daily insights. So, daily insights as opposed to daily tips. Right. So daily, we're changing daily tips to from daily tips to daily insights. So these will be pushed to the end user. So we have to somehow fit that on their dashboard. So how do we go about it? I don't want to overcrowd the I don't want to overcrowd the dashboard either. I don't want to overcrowd the homepage, but we got to find a way to deliver it so it gets to the user in a fashion that's not going to hinder the the UX, the user experience. So let's see. Hello, 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 hello. How you doing? Welcome to the stream, brother. What's up with you? Is that blurb? Is that how you pronounce it? Blurb? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for joining. Blurb. What's up? So we've got. Oh, cool. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess if you're into vibe coding, the algorithm is listening. The algorithm is working. If you're into that type of stuff, it's good that you You bumped into the stream. That's good. So drop us a like, man, because the algorithm would have loved you too. So yeah. Oh, cool. So there you go. So the algorithm works. So what are you working on? What are you vibe coding these days? It takes way too long to load the app. Right. So what do we have here? So we're on the app. Unfortunately, I can't share the screen with the emulator because there's an issue because I'm running VS Code on a different machine and I don't have Android Studio installed. So right now I'm using Expo Go to get to the mobile app. So this is the onboarding screen. So you answer a few questions. So anyway, this is welcome to Smoke Free AI. Welcome to your smoke free journey. Boom. It's AI powered support, personalized insights, and intervention based on your habits and triggers. Monitor health, monitor health improvements, money saved, and smoke free days. Get real rewards and incentive as you achieve your smoke free goals. So let's set up your personalized experience in just a few steps. And here we go. So get started. Press get started, and this is what you see. So you get to select a few options here. So this is screen 1 out of 4. So help us understand your smoking habits to personalize your experience. How many cigarettes do you smoke per day from 1 to 10? Or from however many, 1 to 10. And how many years have you been smoking? There's a slider, so you can slide for that. How much does a pack of cigarette cost? Because I guess cigarettes cost, there's different costs, different depends where you are, depends on your location, I guess. And how many cigarettes are in a pack? I guess depends on different packs have different. I don't know. I don't smoke. I've never smoked. So then number 2 is that your goals. Select the goals that are most important to you and your smoke-free journey. Options, it's multiple choice. You can select one or all. There are 3 choices for now, but there, of course, is probably going to be more later. So here, choice number 1 is improve health, reduce health risks, improve lung function, and increase energy level. Second option is money, save money. Track your savings uh, and put the money towards something meaningful. And the third choice is social benefits. Improve relationships, eliminate odors, and set a positive example. So that's pretty cool, right? So, meanwhile, what the hell is this guy doing? Daily Insights, page.tx. So that's social benefits. Then we go next. Page 3, it's a notification preferences. This is just some housekeeping stuff. So daily check-ins, if you want to receive those, check. So receive daily reminders to log your progress and stay on track. I think this is a pretty important one. And second one is achievement milestones. Get notified when you reach important milestones in your journey. Check. Craving interventions. Receive AI powered support during likely craving times based on your habits. Boom. Again, predictive analysis. So next. So this is the last page of the onboarding process. So here we are. So we're looking at you're all set. Your personalized smoke-free journey is ready to begin. And this is what the user will see. Check it out. So here, pretty much you'll have a summary of what it entails to be on the platform. So your personalized smoke-free journey is ready to begin. The first card is basically your potential savings, $5 a day. I guess it depends on your choices. By quitting smoking, you could save this much money and improve your health significantly. So $5 a day, that's 1,825 greenbacks in a year. Okay. 1825 smackaroos in a year. That's quite a bit. You could put that towards something important, a vacation. Go to Cabo or something, or go to I don't know what's fancy. Go to Bora Bora. Well, it's not enough to go to Bora Bora, but I mean, you could go to Mexico, or you could go to the Caribbean or something. St. Lucia, somewhere nice. You know what I mean? And what's next? So, track your progress. Log your smoke-free days and any cravings you experience. And two, you get AI support. Receive personalized insights and intervention based on your habits. Earn rewards. Unlock achievements and rewards as you reach milestones. And you click this beautiful button right there. Right now, it's going to take a while to, I don't know why it's taking so long to get to the dashboard, but anyway, eventually it'll get there. So there's a bug. I got to fix that. So that's pretty much that. Once you reach that, and you log onto your dashboard, and then you are ready to go. So that is the MVP. Of course, there are going to be lots more um, features, but so far, I think this is a pretty good base to start um, the process, to finish the dashboard, uh, work out the kinks, and get the database, get the backend set up, because I'm not going to do that live for security purposes, obviously, and put it in a testing environment, and then get ready to go to production, and then get it in front of some people, whether it's beta testers and focus groups and that type of stuff, and then we'll be golden. Cool. So I think it's probably going to be, I don't know if it's going to be the first project we launch, but it's probably one of the top three. So this has a lot of potential. So I don't know if anybody's in the stream right now. Anybody smoke, or anybody know any smokers, or have you struggled with smoking or trying to quit smoking? Because I know smoking is one of the hardest things to quit. People try and try and try, and it's tough. It's hard. And especially, this is a very good buddy of mine. He tried to quit multiple times, and every time something stressful happens, it's like a major event. Guess what? He falls off the wagon again. He starts, bumming a cigarette. Then next thing you know, is a couple of cigarettes. Then he's buying, singles. Then he's buying a pack. Then next thing you know, he's a pack a day type of stuff. So it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough stuff. So in fact, let me start a poll right now. Q&A. All right. So start a wait. Did I Q&A or poll? Start a poll. Yeah. Have you struggled with a smoking habit? Yes or no? All right, muchachos, poll is up. So let me know your thoughts. Have you struggled with this, with the habit? Personally, I haven't, but I know people who have, and it's tough. It's not easy. So here's the dashboard, guys. It looks a little different now because it's on a tablet, but on a smaller screen, it looks dope. Right. So that's the home screen. Then you got the stats. Of course, this is not optimized for a tablet, which I'll do at some point, but this is it. And this is where you log your habits or your cravings or whatnot. Right. So if you smoke, you log it. If you had a craving but you didn't, you also log it. So this will all count towards your rewards, right? So that's pretty much that. And then of course, you have the reward screen. Check it out. So the reward screen. So you have a scoreboard, right? Points earned. Then it accumulates. Then it says you got 90 more points until your next reward. So you accumulate different rewards, different price points. Depends on your progress, right? So some of the perks are, for instance, insurance premium discount. That's a huge one. Yeah, that's a big one. So stay smoke free for 30 days to unlock 5% discount on your insurance premium. Yeah, so that's pretty cool right there. And here it says complete 15 days smoke free to receive discount code for your next preventative care visit. That's pretty cool. So health care visit discount. And this is pretty cool. It's a wellness app subscription. Earn 250 points to receive a free 3-month free subscription to a premium wellness app. That's pretty cool. So again, these are opportunities for partnerships, co-branding, stuff like that with different apps and stuff. And you have your achievements. Your achievements, 3 day smoke free. Yay! You get a badge. And of course, once you achieve certain milestones, let me show you guys right away. Of course, this is hard coded right now, but this is a demo achievement. So let's say, let me simulate a money saved achievement. Boom. Once that's triggered, this is what you'll see. So this will pop up, and yeah, and then this goes towards your points, right? What were we? Rewards. All right, cool. So your achievements. So you'll have 3 days smoke free. You've gone 3 days without smoking. Boom, logged achievement. And then you'll have come on, wake up. Then what do we have? 1 week milestone. Stay smoke free for 7 days, 7 consecutive days. Then boom, you get a badge for that. Money saver. That's the one you just saw. Save $50 by not buying cigarettes. Boom. And of course, you have the very reason why you uh, you would embark in such a hard journey is for health reasons. So here we got health milestones. Stay smoke free and experience these health benefits. So after 10 days, your blood pressure returns to normal. Your blood pressure nominal. It's you can't argue with that. That means for these heavy smokers, especially if you're a little bit on the overweight or obese side, you'll tend to gas out easily. You'll get out of breath. You'll get sweaty. You can barely tie up your own shoes without having to sit down and stuff. So after 10 days, blood pressure, boom, normalizes. After 14 days, lung function begins to improve. Less wheezing, less out of breath, heaving, and that type of stuff. And after 30 days, circulation improves significantly. That means your blood circulation. Especially if you live in the northern hemisphere, I mean, you get cold feet, cold extremities, fingers, toes, your nose, your ears, those extremities. You get extremely cold and frosty. So blood circulation will improve your how your body regulates itself. So which is pretty cool. So these are all the health benefits, and once you achieve those, and this is pretty comprehensive. I mean, these are all science backed, where your doctor will do blood work on you, or you could just go to get yourself taken care of before you begin the using the app, and then do a follow up after 30 days or after 60 days or 90 days. It's up to you. So then 10 days, blood pressure returns to normal. 14, lung function, circulation at 21 days. Many smoking related symptoms like coughing decreases after 30 days. Risk of heart disease begins to drop. They didn't stop. These are not medical claims or anything, but anecdotal and then science-backed evidence proves that this works. So risk of heart disease begins to drop. Lung function increases by now. It's not lung function is not actually coasting anymore. It increases by 30% after 90 days, which is great. And after 180 days, at 6 months, risk of heart attack drops significantly. So think about that. 270 days, breathing problems decrease, lung function continue to improve. So it's all upsides from here on out. After a year, 365 days, risk of coronary heart disease is half that of a smoker. So basically, right there, that's incentive. 1,825 days, stroke risk is reduced to that of a non-smoker. That didn't really say anything, but that's what science says. 3,650 days, as risk of lung cancer drops by 50%. All right. 5,475 days, risk of heart disease is that of a non-smoker. So you go back to being a non-smoker. So how wonderful is that? So these are all the health milestones, achievements. Now we're in the achievements page where a lot can happen. You can earn real cash that is redeemable at your primary healthcare provider or dentist or your chiro or your shrink or a gym membership. I mean, we'd have to do the legwork to onboard all these partners to get the to offer these incentives. And I think it'll be incentive also enough for smokers to take care of their health and earn some real life, not just badges on your phone, but tangible prizes that could be a life changer, life changing. So that's pretty much that for achievements. Then rewards. Let's go to the rewards page. So right now, this is kind of hard coded, but that's the idea to get these things, to get these entities involved in the mission. So, for instance, insurance premium discount, healthcare visit discount, wellness app subscription, fitness tracker discount. So again, that's another opportunity for partnerships. You know, I don't think Apple really doesn't care about these partnerships, but a lesser brand. I shouldn't even say a lesser brand. I guess a lesser known brand who's trying to get trying to get into the market or trying to do something something nice. And what else was this? Fitness tracker discount, and we have a healthy meal delivery. That's another opportunity. Meditation app premium. They got a health coaching session. So these are all tangible. And then there's more. There's dentist. There's so many things we could do. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Who's a? What's happening? You guys are good? Welcome to the stream. Is that Slash and Eugene? Welcome, guys. Yeah, so health coaching session. So there are so many opportunities to get partnerships and to offer real life incentives so people can stop smoking because it's a real issue. And by especially the smokers who have children, if you're raising kids, you're setting a good example by make a commitment to stop smoking and extend your life. And you want to be there for your children, you want to be there for your grandkids, and so on and so forth. So yeah. So that is that. So what are we going to work on next? Next we are, so that's pretty much, again, sorry I couldn't share the screen, the emulator, because I'm running VS Code on a different machine back there, over there. You can't see it, but right behind me. So, so let's focus on the dashboard. So the dashboard is basically the nerve center of the whole thing. That's why we'll manage everything. We'll train the LLM. We'll manage the payment system, because of course it's going to be a paywall. It's going to be um, a free tier, free plan. There's going to be a premium plan where you get access to everything. Of course, the free plan will allow you certain things, but you won't get the premium features, obviously. So yeah, awesome, awesome. So yeah, Slash and Eugene, drop a like. Thank you for stopping by. Drop a like so the algorithm can keep doing its thing, push it to more people. We're on the road to 500 subs. So we want to get to 500 subs by next month, by the end of the month, by the end of June. So drop a like. It'd be much appreciated. So cool. So where were we? Manage daily insights. Oh, cool. Nice. Thank you, Eugene. Much appreciated, man. So do you live stream as well, Eugene? Yeah, if you live stream, I'll definitely drop by your stream and drop a like, and definitely gonna sub back. If you, in fact, let me check your channel right now. See if you're active. Eugene. All right, Eugene, you don't have any videos, bro. Are you gonna be posting some stuff or what? No way, you're a musician. Cool. So am I. What do you play? Okay, cool. Yeah, I actually when Windsurf and Cursor launched um last year, that's when I started kind of vibe coding. I mean, before it was called vibe coding. And yeah, and since then I've kind of ditched them. I'm using VS Code and Augment Code, sometimes Zen Code, sometimes Klein, sometimes Rule Code. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I use different um, tools like Manus AI, Perplexity, of course, ChatGPT, the OG, and what else? What else? What else? DeepSeek, and there's another one. Can't remember now, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's good. All right, coach. Oh, dude, yeah, definitely. So you produce making Cubase. Yeah, I've you know what? I've never used Cubase, but I was mostly an Ableton and Logic guy. Nice. Yeah, cause yeah, well, I majored in music and minored in film, right? But coding is something that I learned on my own. Something that I was always interested in, and it's something that I fell into on my own. But yeah, yeah, yeah. And in fact, I got a really interesting story. Ableton Live. Okay, I've been using Ableton Live for the longest time, and one of the founders gave me a CD. Okay, this is how far back it was. And it says, "Here, we're launching this new thing. Here, check it out." And it was on PC. And I checked it out, and I've been using Ableton Live ever since. I don't really produce or do music anymore. I used to tour also, but I play keys, I play drums, I sing, I play bass. But no, I'm focusing on other things. Then I transitioned to advertising. Did I shot a feature film a couple of years back. Did some documentaries and stuff, and yeah, did some TV stuff also. So cool, fellow musician. In fact, I'm developing an app, music theory app. If you look, if you go to the channel, one of the first videos, one of the first vibe coding sessions, I think it was in November last year. It was a music app. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, vibe coding is so new. There's not a whole lot of communities dedicated to that. In fact, I'm kind of trying. Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of trying to put a community together. But here, let me. Can you see the? Wait. Here. Here's a QR code. Scan the QR code, or the link is in the description. Just join the Discord. So I'm trying to put a little, group of like-minded. I think we're less than 100 right now. I think we're 50 something people in the group. So yeah, yeah, definitely. And even less, because things are moving so fast that you'll be able to do amazing things. For instance, since October last year, I've I've coded over. over 25 projects, but this series was about 20 projects, like really functioning MVPs, not just static screenshots, with some sort of animation and stuff. These are all apps that you could, put in front of people in people's hands. It's an MVP. So you can say, here, try this, and the flow, the auth, you know what I mean? The sign up, the login, and all that. It all works. So you can literally do so much. And I'm a solo operator. I'm a solo entrepreneur. So to be able to code over 25 projects, and these are complex projects. These are not just your calendar or your to-do list, or you know what I mean, your weather app. These are fully fleshed out projects with a dashboard, with mono repo, sometimes with a Android and iOS app, with a dashboard to manage the whole thing, and a back end. Some of them on Supabase, some of them on other um, databases like Docker locally. So it's quite complex. So what I'm able to spin out in a day is something that would have taken me 6 months to do about a year ago. It's astonishing. Yeah. So Eugene, join the Discord. Is that you right there, real Keith? So yeah, for sure. Cool. So I think it's real Keith, that Chief Keef. Is that a play on Chief Keef or what? Yeah, cool. Oh, for real? Okay. Nice. Oh, cool. Okay. Nice. Well, hey, you learn something new every day. So, are you in Russia right now, or where you at? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Slash is in the Discord as well. Let me drop you guys a Don DeMarco for that. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Dom DeMarco. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm thinking, yeah, have a nice little community together, where we can share all these insights. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, cool. Nah, yeah. Yeah, cause yeah, Ukraine is kind of hot right now, right? And yeah, Da Nang. Yeah, I've been to Vietnam. Vietnam is pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool place. And it's almost like you're back in time. You know what I mean? Life is peaceful. You know, you could get yourself a little motorbike, a little scooter, just cruise along, right? And you can get them those amazing meals on the street, those soups and those vegetable wraps with the what is it with the rice paper? You know what I mean? They put shrimp in there, vegetables, just and these little sauces you dip your stuff into, the fish sauce and all that. Yeah, it's a good, clean life, clean living, right? Low stress, nice people. That's good. That's good. I think it's going to boost the economy as well, right? Yeah, exactly. Cost of living. You know, I don't know how much apartments, cost now, but back in the day, you used to be able to get, a nice, fully furnished apartment for less than $200. And you could get somebody to come clean your house, do your laundry, even cook for you, that type of stuff for literally nothing. So definitely, quality of life. Bali used to be that way, but then it got really overhyped. It got too expensive. Forget about Singapore. Forget about Bali. Forget about Dubai. That's yeah. Unless you unless you got millions who live in Palm Island, but then who wants to live there? I lived there for a year, and it was yeah. It's a good place to make money, but other than that, it's yeah, sandy, dusty. Yeah, yeah. I guess Bali is one of those places that if you were there, uh, let's say, I don't know if I don't know how old you are, but if you remember or if you do a little bit of research, you'll hear about the bombing in Bali. There was a bombing at a club, and ever since then, Bali had never been the same. Pre, you know, terror attack, the bombing thing. Before that, things were pretty kick ass. I remember renting a bungalow. I think was it Gado Gado Beach or I think no, it was Double Six Beach. Remember Double Six? Oh, dude, for real? Okay, so we got to talk. We got to talk about that because yeah, exactly. It was on the main road. I can't remember then. I think it was the what was the club's name? Anyway, a quick Google search will let you know. But yeah, and that was tragic. And of course, at the tip of the island where the Hard Rock Cafe is, so before the Hard Rock Cafe was there, it was pretty cheap to get stuff around. But then as soon as Hard Rock and a bunch of other shops populated the area, then people were, and a lot of hawkers, a lot of freaking pulling you here and there. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just the minute. I mean, it's sad to say, but listen, the minute you have Hard Rock Cafe, McDonald's, and all these chains, yeah, you know what I mean. and it's just uh, it, the very soul of the place just just gets sucked out of it. Because I used to be able to walk around, and then so people would say, "Hey, you want to buy a watch?" Because you have these guys trying to sell you stuff. I say, "No, no, no, tida, you have money. It's not tida apa, tida apa, tida." I can't remember how to say "I don't want." I'm sure you remember tida, tida something. I don't. No, I'm cool. I'm cool. Right. So it was a barapa, barapa. They'll tell you, and they look at you, they'd be like, okay, he's not from here. So obviously, I'm not from there. Like, all right, so for you, it's going to cost you $100. I'm like, you got to be crazy, you know? And I used to pull like, kamu anjing, seperti, uh, m- what's the word for dog again? Anjing kampung. It's like a village dog. You're like a village dog. Get away from me. I mean, these are fighting words. These are insults. Hey, what's happening? Guru Mike Billions, what's up? Let's drop a little something from Mike. Don DeMarco, yes.
Dom DeMarco.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
What's going on? Yeah, man. Hey, I got stories. I'm sure you got stories on Bali as well. And the funny thing is, when I was there, and the first time, I had a really amazing time. Then I ended up going back. The first time was I was there for a day because in fact, I was touring. I was in Jakarta, and then I was given a ticket to go to Bali just for the day because we're off on Sundays because we perform 6 nights a week. We used to perform at the a brand new hotel that opened up in Jakarta. It was called the Mulia Senayan in the Senayan area. And basically, okay, this is not a vibe coding session anymore. It's story time. Story time. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And come on, let's give myself a round of applause. Here we go. Hey, 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 hey. All right. So, so, um, so I got a ticket to go to Bali, and I just loved it. And because we used to perform 6 nights a week, and then we had Sunday off. So so I caught the early flight on Sunday morning. That's a short flight anyways, less than an hour. So went to Bali and chilled for the day and flew back Monday. Got a room and flew back Monday in time, for the gig that night. And I loved it. So after my contract was over, so I decided to go back to Bali and stay a month, 30 days. I rented a bungalow at I don't know if you remember Double Six Beach, way down there, because you have I believe you have where the Hard Rock Cafe is at the tip, and then Oceanside, right? And you go, I think Gado Gado. Then there's another beach, and then there's Double Six. And so I was on Double Six Beach. Got a bungalow. I can't remember how much, but it was super cheap. 2 story, maid service. They cook for you even if you wanted to and stuff like that. And it was dope. And yeah, and I bought a surfboard, and I got an instructor, and I started surfing over there, and it was just great, man. Seminyak, right? Yeah, that's the thing. And the funny thing is, I went back a few years ago, and it was just the soul of Bali. It was not the same. Even I went to this restaurant. I don't know if you remember Warung Made. Warung means what, house, right, or something. Warung Made is like Made's house. Made is a very famous name, and how the Balinese name their kids. There's Warung, there's no, there's Made, there's Nyoman, there's Ketut. There's it depends what number you are in the birth sequence. You have the same name. So most Balinese people have the same name. The only way you differentiate is the last name, the family name type of stuff. So anyway, I went to Warung Made, So the food was different. It wasn't the same. And I asked for the dessert card, and then she brought me the dessert card, and it was just so disappointing. It was, apple strudel, apple pie with vanilla ice cream, brownie. I was like, so I called the waitress. I'm like, yo, where are the local desserts? She was like, yeah, but that's what our clientele wants because they're all mostly Europeans. And I'm like, ah, man, I don't want to come here to have apple pie and freaking ice cream and pecan pie. No, I want that coconut stuff you guys have. You know what I mean? That Balinese dessert. And it was so disappointing. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna have any dessert. And it's just one of those experiences where you realize, mm, I'm sure that commercially they're doing great, but at a cost. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know. So that's the Bali experience. But Vietnam, I guess, is what Bali was uh, a decade or so ago, maybe even more. 10, 15 years. That's what I guess. Let's see if Vietnam can preserve that pristine, clean living type of surroundings. You know what I mean? And it's funny too, because a lot of places in Thailand was like that as well. But then they got so overcrowded. And in fact, a few years ago, the government or the tourism board or I believe it was the wildlife or sea and flora and fauna people, they had to shut down a whole island for 30 days for the island to recuperate because people would go there and dump a lot of garbage, plastic bags, bottles that were choking the sea. So they had to close down for, I believe, close to, I can't remember if it was a month or so or more. I mean, you could Google it and find out. So people tend to just wreak havoc on the environment. So I hope Vietnam does something to preserve that, pristine, clean living. Know what I mean? Well, yeah. So a lot of spiritual transformation happened in Bali. Yeah, Sister Ego couldn't handle the amount of money from selling Holy Land, right? Emotional problems, also gambling for locals and for Javanese. Oh, really? I didn't know there was a gambling problem there. I know there was a gambling problem in China at some point. And, people would just go to Macau. Wow, really? Yeah, that's too bad because the Balinese people are a very spiritual people. They're attached to the land, to their ancestors, and oh, okay, online gambling. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense because it's so easy to access these sites, right? But what about government regulation? Are they doing anything to counter that? Or do you have any information on that? Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate because if you spend a good amount of time there, you know how the people of Bali are. They're very, very, very very I would say Pacific, pacifists, you know, and for them to fall into the grips of gambling and possibly, and the thing is, wherever there's gambling, there's addiction as well, because gambling is a form of addiction, right? So there might be also something that is probably not really talked about, but it's there. It's in the seedy underbelly of uh, the low vibration sort of like activities that grips places like Vegas, to a certain extent, Macau, Atlantic City, Monaco, these casino towns. You have they attract some really interesting characters, and they're not necessarily good for your psyche and for your well-being, spiritual well-being. Cool. So this is the admin dashboard, guys. I don't really have a logo yet or anything like that, so it's pretty plain right now. So let's sign in, test account. Boom, there we are. So let's take a look at the poll. What do we have here? So, have you struggled with a smoking habit? That's cool. So, 27% says yes, 73% says no, which is good. I'm happy with that. So, for those of you who have struggled, if you're still in the stream, yeah, you should join the Discord. So when I launch, then you guys could be one of the beta testers. Of course, I'll have a proper beta testing list so I can let you know. So hit the Discord and make sure you comment beta tester, so I can let you guys know when I'm ready to go into beta. Now I'm basically just in alpha, so it's an MVP. But I think it's something that could help. If it could help, some people just kick the habit, that would mean the world to me. That would be awesome. Yes, I believe that'll probably be the first one I launch because, as you can see in the title, I've quoted 20 for this series, 20, um, 20 apps, well, 20 pieces of software. Some of them are both, web and mobile. Some of them are just mobile. Some of them are just web applications. So it's 20 altogether. So the smoke-free AI might be one of the first ones because um, I think it'll help some people, you know, and in multiple ways, health-wise, monetarily, and even create a community around it. And with the incentives, to have insurance companies, doctors, and clinics involved in the process, that would be huge. Because I don't really see anybody doing that. I'm sure somebody's already doing it, but I want to take a stab at it. So that's very encouraging, guys. That 72% of you says no, you've never struggled with smoking, which is great. Very encouraging. I like that. I like those numbers. Yeah. So for the 28%, yeah, just join the Discord if you're still in the stream. Just here's the QR code is flashing on the screen right now. So scan the QR code, or the link is in the description. I think it's still valid. The link is there. So hit the Discord and comment with beta. Then I'll put you on the list to beta test when we launch. Is that cool? So, what are you guys looking at right now is the dashboard. So I think it's pretty functional at this point as far as data points. I think that's pretty cool for now. Of course, there's going to be different iterations. There's going to be different different data sets that will incorporate into the analytics. But then this is it. So one thing I need to do though, yeah, for the service providers, I think there's got to be a way to validate them. Yeah. There's got to be a way to, yeah. I guess we could worry about that later. Just a way to validate the service providers. I guess, through their business registration number, all that type of stuff. And because so far, what I have is this. So we've got add new service provider. So create a new health-related service provider partnership. So we got the provider name, and drop down here. Can you guys see this? Yeah, I'm sure you can. So we got the drop down the service provider, because we can add more types, right? Hospital, doctor, clinic, for private practice, insurance, gym, healthy meals, dentist, chiropractor, and other. And the description, they can upload their logo, contact information, email, phone number, address, website. Integration details enable API integration if they have, to allow a provider to access our API for real-time incentive validation. Okay, enable webhook notification, send them notifications, right? Webhook URL, payment information, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's that. So if I'm looking at my document here, let me see. Let me do a quick search. All right. I think we're having network issues. So let's sit it out for a second. So what do we have here? Partner integration. So insurance company portal API for verification, for verifying smoke-free status for premium adjustments. System for validating discount on medical services. Verification mechanism, secure validation of smoke-free client for reward eligibility. So we have to get that going. So yeah, guys. So if you've been in a situation where you had to battle the smoking demon, where you had a hard time kicking the habit, it's a good opportunity to have a conversation and see what exactly is what is addiction, yeah? And why is it that some of us are predisposed, right? Some of us are predisposed to fall prey to those type of addictions, whether it's alcohol or cigarette or gambling or even sex. There's something fundamental about the about us as humans who um, find it hard to kick certain habits, and a lot of people think it's weakness, but I don't think it's about weakness. I think it's something in some of us that is trying to fill a void, that's trying to compensate. For instance, if you go to a restaurant and you ask for the dessert card and you say, well, yeah, we don't have your favorite dessert. Okay, well, for some of us, we'll be easily swayed to, I'll get the substitute. Well, yeah, we don't have Black Forest cake. Um, how about a piece of pecan pie? That's worlds apart. It was like, first for a lot of us, we'll say, yeah, sure, bring me the pecan pie. So then you're easily influenced and swayed to go against your initial, or even your cravings or your initial thought, right? So for a lot of people that happens, but for a lot of people also, yeah, I should say for some people, you would say, hey, no, this is what I wanted. I wanted Black Forest. You don't have any Black Forest. I don't want anything else. That's it. You know. So those are mostly the people who fall in the 28%. That's what we're looking at right now. Okay. And and it has nothing to do with weakness, or it has nothing to do with with you not being strong enough. It's probably something in us deep down in our DNA that puts us in that category. But here, you can kick the habit, and I kind of want to do my part uh, to to help, even if it's just a couple of people, 2 people, 10 people, whatever. If the app can achieve that, then yeah, I'm happy. So chime in, guys. If you're in the chat, do you have any questions and stuff? So go ahead. I'm here. And don't forget, guys, drop a like. Drop a like on the stream so YouTube could push it to more people. I'm sure some of you might have stumbled upon it. So do me a huge favor. Do me a solid. Just drop a like. I think we're about 9, 10 in the room right now. So drop a like, guys. Let's go. So we're on the road to 500 subscribers, and also trying to start a little community for vibe coders and stuff, and people who are interested in stuff. And this is one of the projects we'll be launching soon. So yeah, hit the Discord. QR code on the screen right now. Let's go. So let's go. NPM start. Yeah. So what have we here? Cool. We got some movement in the Discord server. Let me get in here. Oh, okay. The poll is still ticking. So we got 70% no and 30% yes. People who've struggled with the smoking habit. So if you're in the 30%, hit the Discord. Okay. So once we're ready to launch, you'll be on the beta testers list. So you could check it out and provide feedback. I think it'll be really valuable to put the app in the hands of real, people who actually dealt with the issue firsthand. So I think it'll be cool to get your insights and to get front row seat, to get in on the ground floor, see what we can improve, what features you'd like to see, and what the user experience and all that. So yeah, so hit the Discord, guys, and drop a like. Cool. All right, Discord is up to date. So we are golden. We got Slash in the Discord. We've got Real Keef in the Discord. Welcome, guys. All right, back at it. Where we at? Expo. Oh, okay. People who struggled. The numbers are going up. 33%. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so we need to rescan that. Clear. So yeah, hit the Discord, guys. If you want to be part of the beta, one of the beta testers, hit the Discord and we'll notify you when it's ready. Okay. The no's are 68% and the yeses are 32%. Again, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that those numbers are where they are. But then again, it's still early. Let's see what happens. Test account. So we've got the app. For some reason, the account, the test account on the tablet is super slow. See, that's not normal. But when I use it on the smaller phone, it's fine. So I got to tweak that a little bit. Anyway, this is just it's just an MVP. It's not production level. So the user experience will be far greater, far better, way better rather. Required cycles are allowed, but can result in uninitialized values. Consider referencing to remove the need for a cycle. Okay. So then let's see if that takes care of the problem. The slow loading and stuff. Yes, for the smokers. What do you think is what are your triggers? I mean, if you're brave enough to share in the chat, as a smoker, because I know for a lot of smokers, it's either stress, um, Stress could be from different sources. Could be from work, relationships, finances, societal pressure. You know what I mean? So it could be from all sorts of different places. So what are your triggers for the smokers in the chat? If you're still around, the 35% beverages. So Gorkin, you said probably beverages. So is it a case where you feel like you're in a club, right? Because I know that's a trigger for a lot of people. You're sitting at a club, you have a glass of your favorite beverage. That's beverage in French. I don't even know that's how they say it. And you got to have a cigarette between those two fingers, and then it's that thing that relaxes you. Is that what you mean by probably beverages? The minute you have a drink in your hand, you got to have a cigarette in the other hand. Whether you're at a barbecue or at a bar or at home. I could, yeah. Is that what you mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, but is it to a point though where you get up in the morning, you have a coffee and a cigarette with it, or it's later on in the day? Yeah, that's that's pretty hardcore. Because if it's first thing in the morning, yeah, you so and how long you been doing this? I mean, I feel like we're in therapy. We're in a therapy session right now. So how long has this been going on, Gorkin? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Ooh, yeah, that's that's a lot. So, what are you doing to manage that, or do you really want to take some steps to even of course it's not going to be cold turkey, but you could take some steps to start pushing it back a little bit, but not with your first coffee in the morning, but maybe one around noon for after lunch or 1 p.m. and then start reduce. I mean, in an ideal world, right? Okay, now it's cool. uh it's a Turkish name, so it's probably hard for you to pronounce correctly. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, because yes, I see some umlas. I see. Yeah, it's yeah, I could take a stab at it, but yeah, it's all good. Um, yeah, exactly. But but I well, first of all, this full disclaimer, I've never smoked, so I don't really know how hard it is. But like I said, I had people around me who tried multiple times to kick the habit, and it always revert back to something tragic happens, what do? You run back to that comfort, right? So I've noticed a good buddy of mine go through it multiple times. So I know it's tough, but yes, in an ideal world, is to quit entirely and to get to a point where it's a memory. It's in the past. You don't ever have to deal with it again. But then it starts with one single step, right? So ideally, yes, quit. But realistically, it's one step at a time. So that means being systematic about it. And that's what I'm trying to get this app to do. You know what I mean? Is to give you the incentive to take one step at a time. Because remember, a journey of 1,000 steps starts with one step. So you could say, yeah, I'm gonna basically clock in my 1,000 steps tomorrow, but it's never gonna be clocked unless you start with the first step, second step, third step, etc., etc., etc. So, so I think, being intentional, being systematic about it, that's what will put you on a path to kicking the habit 100%, and maybe even never go back to it with proper management. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's what a lot of smokers say, and definitely, yeah, it's you get fidgety, you get antsy, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm imagining in a lot of cultures, it's a thing, right? You get together with your boys at the coffee shop, everybody's smoking. So for you, in the environment dictates a lot of the social habits. You know what I mean? You go out to have a cup of coffee with a friend, he lights up. And what do? You lights up as well. And if you're in a room or on a terrace or a roadside cafe where everybody's sitting there having a cigarette, of course, it's just gonna come back to you, you know. But I don't know your circumstances, but once you start getting antsy and you feel okay, either you want to bite your nails or you want to go for a cigarette, just think about some substitutes. I don't know if you have one thing you could try. I don't know if you're into sports and stuff. If there's a gym nearby, especially a Muay Thai gym. If you could find a gym, just get into Muay Thai, get into some Thai boxing, and uh, and let me know how it goes. Try to find a Muay Thai boxing coach and get in there, sweat it out. Before you know it, your cravings, you get antsy, just hit the gym, or even at home, you could buy one of these punching bags, buy a couple of gloves, hand wraps, get in, go in, sweat it out, and you'll reap the benefits, my friend. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, hey, peer pressure is peer pressure is a real thing. So, and before you know it, your health suffers. Okay, in my scenario, it would be great to go out to the garden and play with my dog. Yeah, there you go. Again, and also grounding is great. Just go out there with your dog. Try to go barefooted sometimes, just to feel the grass blades, under your toes, just to get that to be grounded, to get that energy from the ground. And it does wonders because we live in a concrete jungle. There's concrete everywhere, so we don't really commune with nature anymore. If you have a little wooded area or a forest, go take a walk in the forest. Take your dog, go take a walk, go hiking. just these wholesome activities. It'll take your minds off of it, and before you know it, the habit is, even if it's not kicked 100%, but at least you'll get a little bit of relief. You know what I mean? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So if you're near wooded areas, that's even better. Just take advantage of that. Go hiking, go for a run. I don't know if you run. Take your dog with you. It'll take your mind off of things. So the project is basically, it's called Smoke Free AI. All right. So what it does is it helps you track your habits. There. Here's the So with this app, you'll be able to log your habits. If you had a craving, you could log it. If you actually succumb to your craving, you smoke a cigarette, you put it in the app, and the algorithm will track your progress and will deliver insights as to what you could do on a daily basis to alleviate the problem. And the more you use the app, the more it's going to learn about you, about your habits, and things will sort of guide you towards your sobriety, I guess, for lack of a better term. And one good things that I'm planning to do with the platform is to partner with different. Let me just show you on the screen right here. Yeah, I'm sure you can see that. So the incentive program, the reward program, will allow us to partner with. Let me show you real quick. Hang on. Wait, not connected? What do you mean? Give me a second. NPM run dev. All right. So the platform will partner with different healthcare service providers. Of course, we'll have to localize a lot of it, so that way, wherever you are, your local hospital, dentist. I want to show you real quick. Let me boot up the page here. So what it does is, as you set up your goal, for instance, when you join the platform, from day to day, week to week, month to month, right? So you can basically earn points, but these points are not just digital points you earn and then you earn a badge. You earn those as well, but you'll earn real value. Well, let's say you reach 6 months, right? You reach 6 months, then you can basically redeem uh, your rewards at your local hospital for a free checkup, or a dentist for a free teeth cleaning. So there are different incentives, your gym membership, healthy food delivery, for so many different incentives, your local clinic, that type of stuff, your chiropractor, your shrink, even. So these are the incentives. So as you progress, then we give you stats, your lung functions, how much more fit you would be if you quit smoking. After 6 months, this happens to your body. After 9 months, this happens to your body. After a year, this happens to your body. You know what I mean? So that's what the app's all about. Is basically real life tracking, and so you can basically get your stuff in order. Um, cool. So we got a couple of peeps in the house. What do we have here? Here we go. Caden, what's up, Caden? Welcome to the stream, brother. And I believe we have a question from Dev uh, Prijagati. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. What is vibe coding according to me? Well, according to me and everybody else, or even Andre Karpathy, who coined the phrase, really the term, vibe coding is where you have an idea. It starts with an idea, yeah, for an app, and basically you let the LLM, the AI coding assistant, sort of, well, I guess not entire, not 100% take the wheel, but you're there as a navigator. But the heavy lifting, all the coding, line for line by line, the LLM does that for you. Occasionally, you have to, you have to jump in and play referee and say, "Hey, this is not how it's going to go," because of course you got to know a little bit about coding, yeah. So, um, well, it's not only related to UI UX; it's related to everything, the entire code base. UI UX is, again, this is where you have to shine. You have to be the conductor. You have to be the pilot, and the AI becomes your co-pilot. Because otherwise, you're just gonna spit out anything, and and it might just be doo doo. It might just be crap because you didn't give the proper prompt or the proper instructions, and then also you risk falling into the trap of being so generic that your UI UX looks like everything else. It's like cookie cutter, right? So at the end of the day, it is vibe coding where you let the AI take the wheel for a simple app like a calendar app or a weather app or a to-do app or a expense tracker. That's fine. That's pretty straightforward. But when it comes to, you know, millions lines of code, the code base so large that you have a backend, you have a landing page, you have two mobile apps, and a dashboard to manage it all. This is where now you have to be a little bit more strategic and you have to plan properly. So that is vibe coding. I don't know if that answers your question. Yeah. Well, I mean, a mix of both. What do you mean? You mean mix of both UI, UX, and I don't know. Clarify for me. Yeah, yeah, Gorkin. Again, I'm butchering your name. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's actually gamifying the whole quitting journey, um, and gamifying in a way that's tangible. You can gamify it. For instance, I used to be heavy with Fitbit when they first came out. So we used to have these competitions where we'd set I don't know 8,000, 10,000 steps a day, right? So and you had till midnight to clock in your 10,000 steps a day. And we had this little group where we gamify the whole thing where we have a leaderboard, and if it's 8 o'clock and then somebody already clocked in their 10,000 steps, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna let this dude beat me. So I would just get out, put my shoes on, and then go out and then just go for a nice hill sprint or just go around the neighborhood and clock in, and then just to rub it in, you know what I mean? Just do 10,100 steps. You know what I mean? Just to like, hey, I'm not gonna let you get one up on me. So it was very uber competitive. So there's that. But with smoke free AI, what it'll do is, in fact, the gamification of it will translate into the real world where when we partner with a hospital, with your primary healthcare provider, you can redeem those points for a free health check or blood work or your dentist for a free cleaning, your chiro. There were so many different applications, a gym membership, or like again, um, free membership to an app, to a wellness app, or even to this app. You know what I mean? So you could redeem these rewards for real, tangible perks, not just for clout. You know, these are perks that are redeemable in the real world. I appreciate it, Dev Prajapati. Thank you. Thank you for the like. Hey, we're on the road to 500 subscribers, and every single like counts because the algorithm will push us to more people. And I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you, thank you, much appreciated. Yeah. So, Kaden, what's up? Are you still in the chat? Where you at? I know you're busy. You're probably at work, right? Oh wait, what time is it now? What time is it for you, Kaden? Alrighty. Okay, I think we're having some network issues here. Um, yeah, that will definitely be a feature for probably not not V1, but probably V2 or somewhere in between, because I want to get the platform solid first, and then there'll definitely be a community um, feature where you could join groups or create your own group, and even have a leaderboard. See how you can outdo each other. And also there are possibilities for vertical integration, such as if you own an Apple Watch or a fitness band, where we could track the gyro of the app. So there's a specific movement that happens when you when you're smoking, right? So there's that going on. So even if we want to get a little bit more advanced, which it's not really that difficult to do, but we can, instead of because people could literally say, "Well, I didn't smoke today," but in fact, they're not really being truthful because we're human beings after all. So because of the incentives, people could still say, "Well, I'm going to clock in." Well, but meanwhile, we're not there to babysit you. It's for you. It's for your own good, right? So it's in your best interest to basically to adhere to the to be truthful when you log in your habits. When you log your habits, you have to be truthful, 100% truthful. Otherwise, the system's not going to work. The system's not going to do the work for you. You got to do the work, right? So at the end of the day, it's all up to you. Um, but I think probably with future version, future iteration, what I want to integrate is the fact that that movement again. You could still take your fitness band off when you smoke. That way, it won't track you. But we will be able to say, okay, the hand movement is good. If once you pair your tracking device to the app, this hand gesture, if you do it so many times, then it'll deduce that, oh, you're smoking, right? But also this movement, right? Versus this movement when you're eating, your hand positions in a whole different. There's Z, Y, and different axes. There's a three axes, right? So we'll be able to extrapolate. Okay, where's the palm position? Where's the hand position? Then we can say, okay, do not track that because he's actually eating. So we're not gonna try fork and spoon to your mouth, but we can track a certain the angle of your palm. We can deduce that okay, he's holding a cigarette. So then we'll be able to track that, and then it'll be a lot more accurate instead of you having to go into the app to manually log your habits. Then your fitness tracker will be able to track you automatically. So that's an idea for future version. You know what I mean? Florida Universe, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, brother. Here's one for you. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Use the other hand. That's again. Remember, like I said, it's actually in your best interest to not try to game the system, because at the end of the day, it's your health at stake. If you're just doing it for the perks, because the perks are going to be pretty significant. You know what I mean? Like a free blood work, healthcare, your primary healthcare provider. I mean, provided that we can onboard them and, hey, listen, this is what we're trying to do. So, and it's not going to cost them anything, just to give out some incentives to, and it's social service, and it's more social capital, and it's something that you get good karma, you get karma points from that, right? So at the end of the day, yes, you can use the other hand, but who are you cheating? You're cheating yourself. So if I do my part, I provide the tool, or rather the tools, to help you into your quitting journey. Then it's up to you to at least be truthful about it when you log your habits, and otherwise the system's not going to work. And you might collect the perks, but then who you're fooling? You're not fooling me. You're fooling yourself, right? All right. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you the service providers. Okay, we're connected here. Everything seems to be fine. But, oh, wait. How'd that happen? My IP address, good thing I checked. My IP address just flipped on me. I thought I had. I thought I had locked that, but anyway, it's besides the point. Yeah, Kaden. Good question. So 1K signups, right? Are these paying or free users? Is there a pay? Is there even a paywall yet? So here on the screen, what you'll see is, what do we have? Yeah, so we got these are possible service providers: hospitals, right? Doctor, clinics, insurance company, gym, healthy meals, dentist, chiropractor, and so many more. And I think, given those perks, it's in your best interest to, stick to the program, and let the let the algorithm help you help yourself. I mean, yeah, guys, thank you for the likes, thank you for the engagement, and for that, I salute you. A hand of applause. Yeah, for real, for real, for real. Much appreciated, because I know the algorithm is doing its work. It's pushing the stream to a lot more people. And right now we got 12 or 11 viewers, concurrent. So do me a favor, drop a quick like. It doesn't really cost you anything, and that will push the algorithm to push us further. 500 subscribers, that's what we're aiming for. So then polish more. Samuel. Oh, it's a mobile app. Smoke Free AI. It's strictly mobile. Android and iOS. The only thing that's um, what you're seeing right now is basically the dashboard. This is where we'll manage the whole system. I mean, it's paywall, um, users, the service providers, the works. Yeah, it's designed to work on. I guess there's probably going to be a cutoff point at the lower end, because especially for Android, uh, you cannot cover the whole ecosystem because there are so many devices, so many different chipsets, so many things to consider. Power consumption, background processes, all sorts of things. So that I'm not really there yet. This is something I'll have to consider to, what the cutoff point is. It Lollipop? Is it, is it Android 7 or is it 8? Because I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to do some tests to see where we cut off, so that way we don't have to put too much on our plate. Because for iOS, it's super easy. There's only a couple of screens you have to contend with. But when it comes to Android, it's a freaking minefield. No, I do not have a shareable link because it's still in. This is in the very early development. I'm still in alpha, so this is the MVP. But if you do want to stay in the loop, just hit the Discord server and then comment um, beta tester. So once we're ready for beta testing, then we'll put you on the list and we'll let you know, and you can get it on the ground floor. All right, Caden. So your app is designed to work on all devices? Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. So let me see what you say here. You say maybe we're saying to add a paywall, but I don't know. I want to market more and polish more. Um, yeah, I wouldn't recommend that because once you get locked in. Oh, okay, it's a web app. Okay, but I designed it to work on mobile, so it's a mobile. Okay, bars at the bottom. Okay, cool. So here's what happens is it's very hard once you're locked into a free sort of like free only type of uh, application. It's very the conversion just drops significantly because it's very hard to convert free users to paid users. Yeah, they'll use it for free, but then if it's AI, if you hidden an API every time somebody uses the app, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So you got to recoup that money, and it's going to be significantly more difficult the longer you wait. And a lot of these, I wouldn't call them freeloaders, but a lot of them freemium, fiends, they'll just jump ship. They just find another free app to use. So I think what you could do, right? For this 1K, and I hope you've been collecting an email list. Just reach out to them and say, hey, this is what's happening. So what you would want to do is basically offer them, because they're early adopters, offer them a lifetime deal, just a lump sum, whatever you think it's worth, right? Say, you know what, for you guys, you're never gonna have to pay again. So I'm gonna give you this for this amount of money. At least you'll recoup some of that money that you're paying, OpenAI. I don't know which API key you're using. So at least you get some of that. And then that also, on the back of that, okay, you ask him for an honest review. So once they review that social proof, then now you build a landing page. These social proofs go there, and then now you have registered paying users. That's validation. That's worth $1 million. You know what I mean? So you gotta kind of approach it this way. Do a lifetime deal with those guys, and then slowly start introducing a free freemium, like a free version with limited. Let's say you have five freaking things per day, like five operations per day or three, whatever. And then after that, you got to pay. Then the paywall comes up, and then you got to subscribe. If not, well, you got to wait tomorrow. That way, you limit their usage. That way, they don't blow up your API key cost. So that's what I would do. I don't know what you think. Oh, good. So you have the email. Boom. Find a marketing service, whether HubSpot or any of these, right? Create an account. I think you're allowed quite a bit before they even start charging you. So you could set up a funnel and then start emailing these guys and say, hey, this is a lifetime deal because since you guys weren't on the ground floor, just come up with a number. I don't know what it's worth to you, but just, yeah, go with that. I think that's probably way better than keeping it open because 1,000, 1K users, that's significant. So you could monetize that right away with a lifetime deal, and then start rolling out limited, usage for free users, and then put a paywall. This is how much it's going to cost you a month, and then do it, or do a yearly, free, monthly, yearly. Yeah, nah, I wouldn't recommend that. Because that's a slow burn, that's a long burn, and it pisses users off. And the depending on your niche, the amount of money you're gonna make in AdSense is peanuts. It's gonna take you a long time to get some of that, to get some of that AdSense money. That's yeah. Mm-mm. Oh, okay. So you're already carving a path to future features. Yeah, I had to think about it for a while. The future features, right? So which is good, but in the meantime, start hinting at it. But also don't leave it open handed, like where it's free when people are just using it and blowing up your API keys. $10. That's a good price. Yeah, make it 9.99 or 9.97. That way people don't see the $10. They think it's nine. I think they're getting a better deal than they're actually getting. Yeah, Eugene, is that question for me or for Caden? I think it's for Caden. Eugene, clarify, please. Yeah, I think Caden can answer that. Yo, Caden, is it for training? It's a question from Eugene to Caden. So I think the question is about Caden's app. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So Caden, are you using TensorFlow or AI Vision to track movement and body position and stuff like that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, I think those two features are very, quite complementary. You know what I mean? If you're working out, that means you want to be on top of your nutrition as well. So a good way to counter that. But also, since you already have AI vision, you could also implement, instead of uploading a picture. I mean, you could still upload a picture, but also a hook where you could literally just take a picture, use the camera, and then it'll analyze it. Kind of like Cal AI. There's an app out there called Cal AI, and these guys are printing money with that app. I think the dude's like 17 years old. The dude in his team who came up with it, Cal AI. Yeah. So you could kind of steal the same idea, or you know, use the same idea to use AI vision to analyze your food and stuff. Media pipe. All right, cool. Yeah, that's good. Plus, you could have offline features. You could store your data locally. There you go, Kate, and you got another user right there. All right, quick update on the poll. People who've struggled with smoking habits, we got 31% yes and 69% no. So I'm quite pleased with those numbers. That means less and less people are actually smoking and or struggling with the habit. That's encouraging. So still, if you wanna be part of the beta testers, when we're ready, just hit the Discord and comment beta tester. Then I'll add you to the list, and I'll announce it in the Discord server anyway, so you'll be informed when you can participate. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Eugene. Thank you. Yeah, I do a lot of voice work, podcasts, and stuff like that. So I have to have a good setup. So there, I don't know if you can see the view right now. I can't go full screen on the main feed, but this is where I spend most of my days. Yeah, I think Caden probably stepped out. I don't know if he's still at work or what time it is there, but um, no, I'm actually not in LA right now. But anyway, I'm not from the West Coast. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New York. But I'm not in the States at the moment. I'm actually traveling. I am somewhere in Africa. I am, yeah, I'm diversifying. I'm moving around. Yeah, Caden, I think you got a new subscriber, bro, and share the link with him. He wants to try your app. Nice. That's good. Where can I catch this? Okay, let me check it out then. Whose stream exactly? Uh, Patty's stream. Okay. I'll check out their stream from earlier today. Yeah, I mean, so you know the story. You know, Cal AI is you know it's one of those unicorns, right? I think these guys are making like how many millions a month they're grossing. So which is pretty encouraging. You know what I mean? So that's it's pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Well, the poll is still ticking. So we got people who struggle with kicking the habit, 30%, and people who've never struggled, 70%, which is kind of in line with what I expected anyway. Because I think smoking is not it's not as big of a thing anymore. But I guess again, it depends on your geographical location as well. Because I think some cultures smoke more than others. So, but in a perfect world, we wouldn't have any smokers. But I know it's a tough habit to kick. So if I can do my part, help a little bit in the process, that would be awesome. That would be amazing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's an awesome feature because again, it kind of removes the friction points, right? The pressure points. If it's easy for the user to, just snap a picture, it's dope. Good stuff, Caden. So we've got a couple of features that kind of want to get in the loop. So partner integration. So we got an insurance company portal API for verifying smoke-free status for premium adjustments, and healthcare provider interface. So system for validating discount on medical services, a verification mechanism, secure validation of smoke-free claims for reward eligibility. So we have to be thorough on these things, and also, of course, there's all sorts of things, when it comes to HIPAA and GDPR compliance, because we've got to make sure, especially if we're going to share sensitive information when it comes to, it's not going to be full on medical, but at the same time, you have to be able to secure user data. Although a lot of the data will be saved user side on their devices, but still since we're the middle person, so we have to be able to encrypt their data so it doesn't get hijacked in transit. There's always a risk, of course. It's not 100% foolproof, but we got to put our best foot forward and make sure everything is as secure as can be. Never going to be 100% secure. No one can secure anything 100%. Even Google gets hacked. Even Apple gets hacked. So they got resources up to wazoo. So we can do our best to mitigate those problems. So HIPAA and GDPR compliance, very important. Yeah, guys, the network is bugging. So I think I'm going to be here for another 15 minutes and take a little break, call it a day, and then probably jump on a live stream later. So if you happen to be here, you want to catch me on later, so follow, just subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and I'll be on later on today. And then the Discord server is up. I'm also on Twitter, X at DOAI. So follow me there and let's get some engagement going. So again, if you want to be part of the beta testers when we're ready, just drop a comment in the Discord server and comment beta tester. So I'll keep you in the loop. I'll create a group for that, and then when we're ready to launch beta to beta testers, then you'll be informed, so you could sign up. Cool. So in the meantime, drop a like. But I'm gonna be here for another 10 minutes or so, probably 10 or less. So yeah, good engagement today. Caden, Eugene, Gherkin. Who else? What am I missing? Yep, Samurai, Flutter Universe. Shout out. Dev, Praja, Guru Mike Billions. Yeah. So quite a significant amount of engagement today. Much appreciated. So round of applause to you guys. And the Don DeMarco.
Dom DeMarco.
Okay, Caden says, there's another guy on Twitter that made us stop vaping app and was bringing in like 5K a month. Yeah, exactly. So the idea has been validated. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Eugene. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out, man. And enjoy Nam, enjoy Vietnam. Have some pho for me. You know that wonderful soup they have over there. I think it's pho or pho, pho. Yeah, have some of that. Yeah, Caden. So the idea has been validated, which is why I'm thinking for my startup. That's the first one I'm going to launch actually, um, because it fall right in line with vaping and I mean it could literally what's the difference? Vaping, cigarette smoking, it's literally the same thing. You're trading one addiction for another. I guess vaping is probably less toxic, but at the end of the day, it is still you're still putting toxins in your body. Even people claim that well, it's healthier, but those I guess those oils that you those I guess those ampules and stuff like that that you insert in there, it's not natural. There's still chemicals in there. So the best thing is actually quit it all. And that could be mine could be that angle as well, smoking and vaping. What do you think? Yeah, so I'm gonna be here for a little bit longer because my network is bugging. Something serious. So what I'm gonna do is chill out with you guys for a few more seconds. So if you haven't done so, drop a like. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. So do your guy a favor, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll be on later on today on another live stream just to bring you the sauce. So vibe coded 20 plus projects, but I got 20 documented that that I'm gonna build around my startup around and sell some of them and release some of them myself and build something around that. And I want to create a community where we can all talk about vibe coding and how to build in the age of AI because what what's happening is this. There's never been a better time to get involved in tech because what you can accomplish in such a short amount of time, it's astonishing. Just a couple of years ago, it would have been impossible for me to even think about developing one project in 6 to 7 months. That's one project with, I'm not talking about a simple app. We're talking about iOS, Android, dashboard, admin panel, the database, everything, right? To have an MVP. And trust me, it's not all 100% done, but, you know, it's one of those situations where you realize, okay, AI is here to stay and it's a tool to be used. So I'm leveraging AI to build my startup. So imagine 20 plus projects built from October last year. It would have been impossible a couple of years ago. Just you would have needed multiple teams, millions of dollars to get this shit done. And I managed to do it for practically nothing. Paid a couple of subscriptions here and there for API keys and software and stuff like that, but it's nothing compared to managing a whole development team and do all that. Trust me, it would have been impossible. So, and I was able to code 20, 20, 20. That's 20, guys. 20, 20. Okay. So think about it. So if you're thinking about it, just don't think, just dive in and do it. So I'll be sharing some tips and tricks in the community, and yeah, just get people involved. You know what I mean? Kaden, what are you talking about? Yes, I have. I've tried Lovable, Bolt. What else? Firebase Studio. I've pretty much tried everything, but somehow I always come back to my old VS Code and some other AI coding assistant. I find that's the best workflow for me. These web-based, um, there's a lot that is basically obscured, so you don't really have access to what's happening under the hood, and you kind of limited to what you can do. It streamlines the process, but I like to get my hands dirty from time to time, so that's why I prefer to go that route. VS Code and some plugins and stuff like that. Some like Augment Code, Zencoder, Klein, Rule Code, that type of stuff. So that's where I'm at. So we're having issues with connection again. But if we get dropped off, that would be it for me. So I'm gonna take a little break and stream later. Just jump on the live stream later. I think we're just about to get kicked off because there's no data coming in. All right, guys. So thank you for joining the stream. Drop another like. There you go. Oh, good. We're back because we got kind of iffy a little bit. Hey, man, amazing work. A question. As you know, there is now a dev tool that allow you to create from prompt native apps for iOS. Are you asking me or are you telling me? So, hey, man, amazing words. A question. As you know, there is now AI dev tools that allow you to create from prompt native apps for iOS. Yes. Which one are you referring to? All right. Good night, Caden. Thanks, bro. Thank you for stopping by. All right. We'll catch up soon. Cool. Cinematic. I think that's how you pronounce it. Cinematic. Are you using said tool to code for iOS, or are you asking me? I'm not quite clear. It's not quite clear. So I got 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes, then I'm off. Then I'll be on later on. Be on later today. Yeah, because I guess there's a bit of a delay, Kaden. There's a bit of a delay because I'm having network issues. So the clock. I mean, I'm watching the clock right now. I kind of wanted to do 3 hours today, so that's the winding down process of it. But I think we got disconnected for a while. So what you're hearing, there's a bit of a delay. But I'm off in 1 minute. So thank you guys. Thanks a lot. So we got 10 likes. I don't know how many subscribers we got now, but I'm gonna check. So thank you. We got 350 views, which is really cool. We have 9 concurrent viewers right now. So if all of you just do me a favor, subscribe to the channel to push us over the edge. And yeah, cheers, Eugene. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And this is my time. So 2 hours and 59 minutes. This is the final countdown. Thank you, guys. So a round of applause to everybody who was in the stream today. There you go. Don DeMarco. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. So I got lots more to share. We got to share the knowledge. So let's build together. And I'll be on another stream later. So follow me on Twitter. Same handle at IndioAI. Or hit the Discord server. I'll be announcing it there what time I'm going to be on later. So once again, salute. Thank you, guys. Das Vidania. And See you all in the next one. Peace.